immigration parents as well.
What's up, people? Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam. May Allah bless all of the ones that passed away behind this genocide with the help of our own government. I'm going to say this right here. Anyone in the military right now, you're cowards. There's no ifs, no buts. You're traitors. You're terrorists. You're treason. You're committing murder, genocide. Don't come back to this country. This is not your country no more. Don't come back to America. Now, before I start what I want to say, I told y'all people so many times, the ball is going to come down. So the United States Superior Court ruled, wiped out 40 years of corruption from ATF, FBI, Homeland Security, DMV, all of that. No corporations can make laws. I've been saying that for years, even in the Constitution. Corporations are not allowed to make laws. Corporations cannot give money to Republicans, Democrats, Congress to pass any laws whatsoever. They can't do it. Can't do it. Now, the United States, with the overturn of the Chevron, the United States goes by the common law of the land, which is the Constitution. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. What goes by the Constitution. What goes by the Constitution. And one thing they made very, very strong, no government official, Congress, Republicans, Democrats, senators, governors, mayors, pigs, cops, sheriff, deputies, judges, DAs, city attorneys, none of them have immunity from being sued because it says it in the Constitution. You can sue the government officials and city officials, period. No more immunity for them. No nothing. So when they break into your house, the Constitution says you got the right to defend yourself, your property, your home, your family, period. You got the right to take their life. You got that. You always had that right. See, the Constitution is not there for us. The Constitution is there for them to know they cannot violate it, but they do it anyway. But now, the Constitution is the law of the land, like I've been saying for years. The Constitution is the law of the land. Now, that also means that houseboy up in the United States Superior Court, Clarence Thomas, he could be tried for corruption. Everyone could be tried now for corruption. There's no more of this bullshit for none of them. None of them could get away with nothing no more. Nothing. No more violating your constitutional rights. None of that. Fuck the state constitution don't mean a damn thing. The original Constitution, what the forefathers put down there. That's the Constitution. They cannot follow no man-made laws and nothing but the Constitution. More power to us. We have the power to overthrow all of this madness, all of this corruption, all of this genocide, all of this discrimination, all of this hate. We, the people, are the most powerfulest people right now. We, the people. Every judge got to follow the law of the Constitution because the Constitution is the law of the land. Common law of the land is the Constitution. All rules, codes, statutes are for government official employees only, not the divided citizen. The Constitution protects us, we the people. We have the power to take out every corrupt judge, every corrupt prosecutor, every corrupt pig, cop, sheriff, deputy, Republican, Democrats, senators, Congress, governors, and mayors. We, the people, understand what just happened. We, the people, got our power back. We, the people, like it says in the Constitution, we, the people. Madison and all of them, Washington and all of them, all knew the corruptness that can go on in government because they were corrupt themselves. That's why they put them laws out there. That's why Republicans and Democrats are supposed to be on a salary, which they were back in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. It was on a salary. We voted for what they get paid. We voted that. The people did. Now we got it back. It's right there in the grasp of our hands. Now we got it back. Wake up, people. This is our time to take back and fight back for our constitutional rights. This wipes out everything for 40 years. They got to overturn every motherfucking case. Every case that's been in the system. And the system is so corrupt, all of that's gone. All of that is gone. It's we the people. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. We the people. They cannot make no laws that conflict with the Constitution. No governor, no Republican, no Democrat, no senator, no mayor, no Congress, no United States Superior Court judges can. The Constitution is the law of the land. The law of the land, our shield, our protector. The Constitution is the law of the land. Now, so check this out. So, 529, 2024, I got a letter. And this is retaliation, which is against the law in the state of Minnesota. And also against the laws deny anyone their rights to privacy and everything else. And that law went into effect on June 1st, 2024 in Minnesota. And it states here that the tenants are now protected from malicious evictions. Malicious evictions in the state of Minnesota. And to try to be forced out of their residence. Okay? Now, a landlord has to bring a case, and it has to be the only way that a landlord could bring a case to evict someone, non-payment of rent. Listen, non-payment of rent. Okay? Piece of a long term, the house ensured all Minnesotans have a stable, affordable place to call home. Okay? A landlord cannot enter your residence without a 72-hour notice. Now, this motherfucker's been coming in and out of here, showing this place around, and right here, they refuse to give me back my lease, right? And I'll explain that to you in a minute. Right here, it says July 30th, okay? July 30th. This notice is to inform you that your lease is not going to be renewed. Please be out by July 30th, 2024, along with all your possessions. Failure to do so will start legal action against you. Come on, let's go. I'm waiting because I'm already starting a legal action against them. Adam C. B-O-R-N and his mother. And they own Amnesty, Autumn Glen. All right? This is the lease that was signed and dated. See that? That was my renewal lease. Because on my last year lease, that when he took over the place, it said renewal every year. That's what that was a box that was marked, renewal every year. So my lease was renewed. He got the lease. I don't care. He got my lease. He got my lease mailed it out May 7th. He got the lease on May 8th or 10th because I called about the lease. Oh, yeah, we got your lease, Keith. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay. You're going to be paying the $750, but after that, it's going to be, I think, $850 or $950 after that. So this is what I told him. This went with the lease. This letter went with my lease. Okay? And this is what I told him. I said in the letter, I said, I got on May 4th, 2024, my rent is paid every month on the 5th. Now we see that you will no longer will do any kind of 1-year leases. This is what we was told. No more 1-year lease is up. You have put out everyone that has lived here for years, and people that gets SSI disability or veterans pay, all for money and greed. Then you remove all garbage disposals. Yet you have one in your house. This is what I said. Yet you have one in your house. This is the country. This is God's country. There is nothing out here. We do not live in the big cities. There's no reason why you are doing this to the poor and the people with disabilities, disabled people. Then when they only get SSI, okay, then you tell us because your insurance went up, you pay. Then you tell us your insurance went up, property insurance went up. All right. We are not responsible for your property insurance. If you could not afford the insurance on this property, then you should not have bought it. That's what I sent to him. This letter went with my lease. Now, mind you, they got my lease. It takes only 2 days, well, a day and a half from one spot to Mankato. It takes a day and a half. They say a day and a half to 2 days, okay? Mailed it out on the 7th. I called on the 10th to get my lease, yes. Now, I was waiting for the ass kicker. I was waiting for the kickback. What's she going to say about the letter? Didn't even bring the letter up. All she said is, yeah, your lease is renewed. Don't worry about it. You know, you got a year left. Don't worry about nothing. All right, no problem. Still didn't get the kickback about what about the letter I sent. Didn't even mention nothing about it. All right. And so then I tell him, I said, well, you put us all into suffering, pain, hardship just for money. It's really bad enough for disabled people to find another apartment, and it's really hard. So much hate and discrimination in this world. All rights reserved. You know, and it is a shame that you are so greedy for money and you attack and refuse to let the disabled and the vets to live here when they've been here for years. But as soon as you took it over, you throw them all out and you tell the state of Minnesota, in the city of Gibbon, Minnesota, you tell them that, quote unquote, you make it into affordable living, but you went from $850 to $950, and we live in the country. One thing out here, a gas station from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's it. You got to go miles and miles away to a grocery store in both directions. God forbid if it snows. God forbid like it rains so bad where there's flooding and you got the road shut down, so you fucked if you don't got no groceries, you know. But all of this behind greed and hate, retaliation, discrimination against the disabled, violation of ADA Act, violation of the Minnesota law. Landlords cannot force a tenant out of their residence whatsoever. The only one that has the authority is a judge. A landlord cannot file a malicious eviction. And the judge has to go by the DFL to ensure the Minnesota tenants have their day in court and their rights are more protected. Now, this went with my lease. Everything Adam and his mom did was retaliation. There ain't no ifs, no buts about it. The attorney knows. We all know retaliation because I sent this letter with my lease. Now, you say, well, they don't gotta renew your lease. That's true. They don't. But in my first lease, when he took over, it says renew lease every year. You see? Then I signed the lease. He got the lease. See, this is the problem that he's going to have is that I already agreed to the terms. You see? I already agreed to the lease terms. You can't say, well, you made a mistake by sending me the lease. No, you fucked up. See? Then you put on a date when you sent the letter, a different date. But the mail stamp says totally different date. When I got the copy of the lease was on 5. When I got his, this is the funny thing. When I got his letter saying, oh, we're not going to renew your lease on 5/29/2024. But my lease was already renewed because I signed it. You already got the lease. If you wasn't going to renew it, you shouldn't have sent it. And there ain't no more bullshit. We ain't going to play these games. As many lawsuits they got for the same fucking thing. Do you actually believe a judge in federal court going to go with what these fuckers got to say now? And guess what? In federal court, judges got to listen to what this right here says. This protects me. Tenants' rights. Protects me. Tenants' rights. Protects me. Protects me against discrimination, retaliation, and hate. And that's what this was about. Because I sent the letter with my lease, he retaliated against me. Then he comes inside. I got cameras all up in here. All right? Cameras, as soon as you open the door, it clicks your picture and shit. It's watching you. He comes up in here, searching around, showing people the apartment. Dude, you don't got no right. You got my July rent. You don't got no right. It says right here, July 30th. You have no right without notifying me. So you want to walk up into my place, walk up in here again without notifying me. You be a dead motherfucker, man. You see, I got the constitutional right to protect where I live. Whoever busts in that door, walks in that door, I got the right to kill. I have that constitutional right to protect myself, my home, and my environment. I have that constitutional right. He had no right to violate my space. He had no right to violate my privacy. No right whatsoever. And as he's walking around and shit, you know, money gets taken off the table. I have money on the table. My paperwork's going through and stuff to see what was filed and stuff like that. And then he leaves me a message. I'm going to grab my phone. Hold up. He leaves me a message. Now, all this time, they wouldn't accept my calls because he blocked my number. All right? All this time, he wouldn't accept my calls to find out what the hell's going on because they blocked my number.
You have 10 saved messages. Saved message.
Keith, this is Adam with Autumn Glen. Stop by your unit. Your lease was up at the end of June. It is now the 9th of July, and I see that your bed is moved out and everything else is still there. I'm curious if that's just all things that you are leaving behind, and that is all trash for us to dispose of. And we do have other people who need to be moving in. Give us a call so we can work out if that's stuff that we just need to dispose of. Bye.
To replay this message, press 1.
Now, he had no right, no fucking right by law to come up in my place. And he also committed perjury. He lied on the recording because July's rent, $750 was paid by him. Was paid. What that say right there? That says right there, July 30th, 2024. Today is July 9th. And he said he came up into this place without my permission, without notifying me. Said it right there on the call, too. Got it on video. He ain't got no business entering my place without giving me a 72-hour notice. And then he just committed fraud again when he got a cashier's check for $750 to Adam C. Barn, B-O-R-N. Autumn Glenn for July. So what the fuck you doing coming in my motherfucking place? Violating my privacy, violating my constitutional rights. What the fuck you doing coming up in here? Autumn Glenn has a history in the state of Minnesota. They just got sued big time up in a place called, I got the lawsuit. I got to look it up, man. But they got sued big time for millions and millions of dollars at one of his places where the people wasn't licensed in one of the nursing homes, and they were stealing the people's medication and abusing those people. I also blame that on their family members. Because if you can't take care of your mother and your father, you ain't shit. Your mother and father should not be in no motherfucking place like that whatsoever. You can't take care of your mother and your father, you ain't shit. You know, in those senior living. If you can't take care of your mother and your father, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, you know. And so he got so many lawsuits in federal court right now. It's unbelievable for the same exact thing. Discrimination, retaliation. This motherfucker ain't gonna win shit. He ain't gonna win shit. Just admit, well, I've been in your place again, and I noticed your bed is, my bed is gone. So what? I sleep on the floor. I'm used to sleeping on the floor. I never slept in my bed. My bed is just there in case someone want to spend the night or something. I haven't slept in my bed since my divorce. I haven't slept in the bed since my divorce. I sleep on the floor. Since my divorce, slept on the floor. You know, this motherfucker is so stupid where he just told on himself. Retaliation, discrimination. There's only one more person here that's disabled. Guy in the back. We're the last ones. We are the last ones. And then he turns around and tells the company that my rent was never paid. My rent is always paid late. When he took it over, this is what we had to sign. You see, we had to sign this. Bullshit. So they took it out automatically every month, right? And when I got the letter right here on 5/29/2024. All right. And you could tell somebody's a drunk by the way their writing is. That's from a drunk right there. That the person don't know how to write. That's from a drunk. Point blank. That's from a drunk. It's a shame how these fucking landlords commit perjury to the courts and lie so much. It's pathetic, man. It's fucking pathetic. All because I said, look, man, what you're doing is against the laws. What you are doing is against the law. And I meant that. You know, he now one person that moved in here. Now he tell the city of Gibbons, and I spoke with them, and he says, no, no, he said that that's for senior living and it's disabled people and veterans. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Now one vet moved in here. He's been moving everybody the fuck out. That's what he's been doing, moving everybody the fuck out. You know? And you lied to the city of Gibbons. And I guess the mayor or the city council of Gibbons is getting kickbacks. You know? That's what I believe now. I believe the person in the city of Gibbons or the mayor or the council person is getting kickbacks. You know, they're probably getting about, maybe 130,000 from him. You know, see right here. Your rent is processed on the 5th of each month. It will be shown pending through your bank on the 4th, but it will go through on the 5th. See that right there? See that right there? My rent is due every month on the 5th. I keep everything, man. I keep copies of every fucking thing, and I'll also give copies to my attorney. You know? Oh, yeah, here's the lawsuit right here. There's a lawsuit right here on them. Yep. There's a lawsuit right here on them. That's the lawsuit on them. Yeah. I know I'll find it. Yep. Senior living in Coon Rapids Boulevard, Northwest, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Investigation. Facility type, assistant living facility. In Coon Rapids, Minnesota. They just lost a lawsuit there because adults were being abused in this place and their medication was being taken from them and stuff. And the investigator, I spoke with the prosecutor of this lawsuit, and I spoke with the district attorney's office about this lawsuit. And he go, wait a minute, what is his name? And he go, is his name happen to be Adam C, whatever? I said, yeah. And his mother, I forgot his mother's name. I said, yeah. Where you live at, sir? Gave him the address. Let me get back to you in a couple of days. I said, okay. Okay. Do you got copies of your lease? I said, yes, sir. Yellow envelope was sent out right there. Yellow envelope was sent out on May 7th. Okay. It says right there, to Minnetonka, large envelope, to Minnetonka, 5/7/2024 at 12:31 p.m. Okay. They picked it up on 5/9 or 5/10. Let's say 5/10. They picked up on 5/10/2024. That's what the postal master said. Not me, the postal master, because you see right here, you call that number or you scan that and it shows you when they picked it up. They picked it up. I called on 5/10 too. And I spoke with the mother. I forgot her name. I'm bad with names. So I spoke with the woman. And I said, well, I'm just calling to find out if you got the lease. So, yeah, we got the lease key. It's going to be the same amount. Okay, no problem. Good. And I'm waiting for the pitch line. I'm waiting for them to say what's going on with this letter you sent us. But they didn't even acknowledge that. They didn't want to acknowledge that. See, so they had their little plan going, but their plan just backfired in their face. Because this right now turns out to be not only retaliation, turns out when he says, I was supposed to be out on June, and this is July, you ain't got no fucking right when you got July's rent. You got July's rent. And I left him a message. You're not going to rob me no more. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to threaten me no more. You're not going to harass me. You already violated my constitutional rights, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. You already violated the laws of the state of Minnesota by retaliation. I'm not going to have it no more. I'm not going to have your threats. I'm not going to have you harass me no more. I'm not, because now I got the right, and I will take the law into my own hand. I don't believe in calling the police. I don't believe in that shit. But you walk up in my place, I will take whoever walks up in my place without my permission. I will take your life. I got that constitutional right to do that. I have that right to do that. Yeah, they took it over. See, it says right here, payment received, blase, blase. A year. Lease will be renewed every 12 months. Right there. Right there. Lease will be renewed every 12 months. Renewed every 12 months. 2023. He took this place over February 1st, 2023. He took it over. I don't know why that place, Ammerfield, sold it to him. I don't know what was going on with that. But that's when this guy took over this place. 2023. And since he took over this place, it's anyone, he started kicking out all of the old people. There's no more old people here, man. There's no more senior citizens. There's no more people that's been here that's been here when this place first opened up. There's no more people here. No more. He kicked out all of the old people and tries to put them in his place where he has a senior living so he could take over their Social Security and all of that stuff there. And the state allows that corruption to continue. Oh, check this out. I want to do the governor of Minnesota, the police chief of Minnesota. I want to also do the judges of Minnesota and the prosecutor of Minnesota. What I want to do is I want to get their whole names, and I want to do like they get away with, because I want to get away with what they get away with, ordering a life insurance policy on their lives. Yeah, that's what these people do. They get life insurance policy on the people that go into their senior living homes. Yes, they get life insurance policies on these people. It's just like the judges. When you're out on bail, the judges turn around and get a kickback every month. And I already sent the copy to the IRS on this shit. Yo, I'm not bullshit. No, see, I'm a Libra. Don't fuck with me, man. I'm a peaceful man until you start fucking with me and lying on me. No, all gloves are off. Every fucking thing is off, man. It's open season now. I'm the wrong motherfucking person to fuck with, man. I'm the wrong fucking person to lie on. I'm not the one, man. I'm not the fucking one. You know, I'm the wrong person. And so anyway, I said, nah, they get kickbacks. The judge, the prosecutor, this attorney, this public defender, which is not my public defender because I can defend myself like it says in the Constitution. They all get kickbacks off the bonds. When a person gets out on bond, the bond number and everything is sold to, is transferred over to the Texas Trust and Loan Agency in Texas. That's how I found out that. And I asked for an investigation. Well, wait a minute. How you got this case number with my name on it? You know, who's getting the money? You know, I couldn't figure that out. Who was getting the money on this bond? And so then we looked even further, and we found out that the judge is getting a percentage, the prosecutor is getting a percentage, and the public defender's office is getting a percentage. But wait a minute, I ain't got no public defender. I got a right to represent myself. The Constitution gives me that constitutional right, man. My constitutional rights give me that right to defend myself. Yeah. So we found out that, yeah, well, they getting a percentage of that bond, the bit bond. It's bit bond. So what they get paid is the interest off of that $10,000 bond under my name, under the case number. Yeah. IRS should be going after every one of them motherfucking judges, prosecutors, and all of them. They need to start auditing them motherfuckers, and they'd be surprised. Wait a minute, you didn't report this on your tax returns. Wait a minute, this man is out on $1 million bond, so that means you getting $300,000 to $400,000 off of a $1 million bond of interest payments. Each day you out on bond, or even in custody, they getting kickbacks. Yes, look it up. Yes, they getting kickbacks. Every day, they getting kickbacks. Every day. For a $10,000 bond, they get every 2 weeks the insurance, the interest off of that $10,000. So the interest off of $10,000, let's say about $600-700. Let's give it around there, right? So that's what they get every 2 weeks. So that's $1,400. But you're not reporting this to the IRS. So why the IRS ain't looking at all these judges and prosecutors and shit? Why they committing tax fraud? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why the IRS is not stopping all of these fucking collection agencies that cannot collect? Once a debt is sold, that debt don't belong to you. No third party has a right to have your information. No third party has a right to have your social security number, your date of birth, any of that shit. Not even the only one that's supposed to have your social security number is you. Is you. Not on no job application, not on no tax application, not on no renter's application. Only you. That is your social security number. Nobody else's but yours. Stop giving your social security number out. That's federal law. Federal law. Federal law. Fuck they rules. They rules are not laws. United States Superior Court already ruled that. All rules, codes, statutes, regulations are for government official employees, not by the citizens. Period. Officer does not have a right to lock you up. Officers don't have a right to protect you. They only have the right to protect the corporations. But nobody never looks into this shit. I bet you didn't even know that they ain't even supposed to have guns. Police, pigs, cops, sheriff, deputies ain't even supposed to have guns. They're not even supposed to have guns. Wake up, people. Wake up. The law is already there. Your constitutional rights are back. The law of the land. That's what happened. When they threw out Chevron document, 40 years, all them people locked up got to be released free. Their records got to be destroyed. No ifs and no buts. Everything is by the Constitution. We have the right to live free. We have the right to travel. We don't need no license or register no vehicle. Look it up. We got the right to travel in our own vehicle because we're not employed. This is not a commercial vehicle. That is our personal use. We have that constitutional right. We have the constitutional right to privacy. Philadelphia already said court cases cannot be on video because that violates that person's Privacy Act. No courtrooms out there now is videoing because it's violate their Privacy Act and to protect that person. See, they're not supposed to take our fingerprints and pictures and plaster it all over fucking media because we were not found guilty of a crime. That's in the Constitution. That's in the Constitution. Fight back, people. We got the right now to remove all of these motherfucking corrupt bastards from judges, prosecutors, pigs, cops, sheriff, deputies, Republicans, Democrats, senators, Congress, governors, mayors, and presidents. We got the right to hold them for treason. War against the Constitution. Because now the United States Superior Court judges rule the Constitution is the law of the land. No debates. No debates whatsoever. The Constitution is the law of the land. The law of the land. The law of the land. And in Minnesota, I'm going to challenge their law. This motherfucker forcing me out behind retaliation had no right to come up in my place without notifying me. See, he ain't getting away with shit no more. This motherfucker ain't getting away with nothing no more. Nothing. The law says he got 72 hours to notify me. Okay? And then he says I was supposed to be out, but yet my July rent is paid. You see how retaliation and discriminated this motherfucker is against me? You heard the message. You were supposed to have been out in June 30th. No, I wasn't. But you will be paying for all of the money that I had to spend, try to relocate by forcing me out of my place. This is in federal court. You can't fuck with me. You cannot keep doing this to vets and disabled people and think you're going to fucking get away with this racism, this discrimination. It ain't happening no fucking more. Because I don't give a fuck. If I got to take the law into my own hands, I will. I don't give a fuck no more. This shit, this hate, this discrimination, this retaliation got to stop. The state of Minnesota now has the power to hold these motherfuckers in their law that they made to hold these landlords accountable. Accountable. He violated the laws of landlord-tenant rights. Violated the bill that went through on June 1st, 2024. He immediately violated that. Immediately violated that. It's just like the Superior Court. There ain't no more attorneys. Fuck that. There ain't no more attorneys. You don't gotta be an attorney to practice law no more. You don't need a bar card. Anybody could practice law. Anybody could represent you because that's what the Constitution says. These senators that passed this bill of tenants' rights from entering your apartment for retaliation, discrimination, because you're disabled, you're a vet, this motherfucker got no wins in court. He ain't got no fucking wins in court. He could say what the fuck he want to say. He has no legal reason, no legal rights in court. None whatsoever. He confessed to himself. I was in your place. I noticed you did this, you did that. You never gave me no notice that you was in my place. I knew you was in my place. I seen you from the cameras. I watched you walk around and everything else to show people my shit. You had no fucking legal right. You violated the laws. You violated, that's breaking and entering. No ifs and no buts. You're going down. You're going down in court. Federal court. You're going down. Now, you know what else is going down? All them laws that went against the Constitution. No more. No more. FBI, no more. Firearm and tobacco, no more. Fish and game wardens, no more. Driver's license, no more, because that's a business. That's a business. They have no right to have our information. Did you know that? They don't have no right to have our information. That's a business. We don't know where they're selling our information or giving our information to. Nobody knows that. I don't give a fuck what they say, but nobody knows that. All right? Your freedom of speech is back. Freedom of the press, freedom of expression. All of those laws that they try to pass against the Constitution is void and gone. Period. 40 years. All of that shit now is gone. It's gone. You know, and there ain't gonna be no more IRS. They got a whole list of shit that is being demolished. A whole list of shit. Republicans and Democrats are gonna be on a salary. No more of this high-paid shit. They don't get that no more. They don't get that no more. The people will vote for their salary. The people in each state will vote for their salary. None of that's all gone. Once they violate the Constitution, they be removed out of office immediately. They're going to start holding motherfuckers for treason against the Constitution. We did it, you know, and it's good. You know, a pig, cop, sheriff, deputy kills your loved ones. You got the right to sue them. There's no more bullshit about physical lawsuit. It's a physical, how the fuck they say it? It's not a good lawsuit. No more of that bullshit. We got the right to file lawsuits. We got the right to be heard in court. We got the right to present our evidence. We got the right. The Constitution is the law of the land, like it has always been. Now they have to follow the Constitution. There's no more bullshit. There's no more bullshit. There's no more bullshit. A judge issue a warrant for your arrest. No more bullshit about, well, I felt I had probable cause. I don't give a fuck about what you felt. Your feelings ain't got a goddamn thing to do with it. You know, like when they did that to me. Motherfucker, you had no constitutional right to violate my freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. And you still don't. You see? And one thing, one deputy lieutenant or something, he refused even that. He said, look, the man said you violated his constitutional rights, and I see that you did. I'm not getting involved in this bullshit here. I see no crime he committed. Other two deputies, I already filed my shit on them. Them two with their badge numbers and shit, I want everything they own. I don't want their wives. I want their money. I want their cars. You know, I don't want their drugs or their alcohol because I don't drink or mess with drugs. You know, but they violated my freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. Because you see, and then the judge come from another county, way out of his jurisdiction. Way the fuck out of his jurisdiction. Probable cause. There was no probable cause. Because if there was probable cause, why is it that it's always probable cause for anyone that looks black or Spanish? It's always probable cause. Why is that? But you got a white guy out here that's raping these women and killing these women, and you still don't lock them up when you got plenty of probable cause to lock them up. But why the fuck is that? And the punk ass judge, if he would have listened to, if he would have watched the video, he would have seen, I'm coming after you what the law and the Constitution gives me the right to do. You violated my constitutional rights. I'm coming after you with the law and the Constitution that you violated my rights. I'm coming after you with that law there. That's what I said. There wasn't no threat. The state cannot be a victim. No state can be a victim in the Constitution. Has to be a living being, a living person. Corpus delicti has to be a living being. Has to be sent down from a grand jury. Not because he made another video. You should see, I think he violated this. I think he violated that. But this person's affidavit is nowhere to be found. The same person I tried to sue, and the courts refused that, which I'm coming after them now because they violated my constitutional rights again. To sue a person for damages. Oh, the best fucking thing. The United States Superior Court ruled you got 6 years to bring a suit against a judge, a prosecutor. There's pigs, cops, sheriffs, deputies. for inflicted pain, emotional distress on your asses now. You got 6 years. 6 years on anyone that makes a false police report against us. 6 years. State court, 6 years. Federal court, 10 years. 10 years. Beautiful. People, we got the power back to overturn all this bullshit. Get rid of all of these motherfucking agencies that's raising rent up on this bullshit system that they created. The software that they created called real paper, where all of these management companies, rental management companies are using to jack up prices here, to jack up prices there. This shit got to stop. No property, no, even the property here, the taxes is not even that fucking high. This is a fucking country, God's country. The taxes is not even high here whatsoever, man. I take my medicine. Peace out, people, because I'm getting upset. Peace out. But yeah, they crooks, man. This guy Adam and his mom are crooks, and they need to be behind bars, man. And they just violated the state laws, the laws of tenants' rights. It protects me from retaliation, discrimination, and hate. I got him. Peace out.